more familiar with that plank than Johnny from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. He learns his true identity, that he's Stephanie's therapist, Dr. Bondra. And he rolls him up
my
like
god, that's such an old reference. Oh, and I love it so much. Thank you, James. Hey guys, my name's Dan, and this reaction comes from Dead Meat. This is The Stepfather 1987 kill count, and I do apologize because I am a bit behind with this one considering it came out on Sunday, so I do apologize for that. Nevertheless, we're here now, excited to jump into this. Always love the kill count videos, and I can't wait to talk about it a bit myself. But before we get into it though, please do check out all those links I have for you down in the description below. More specifically, Dead Meat's link if you haven't already. It's a great way to support the entire Dead Meat team, and a great and easy way to support me is to go right below this video, click all those buttons down there, so I'll let you see future reactions that I do, but also it's my channel to grow. And without any further ado, let's go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims and all our favorite
that
movies and
outfit.
show you how they were made. I'm James H. Denise, and today, in honor of Father's Day, we're looking at The Stepfather, released in 1987. The Stepfather is one of my favorite kinds of horror movies. A simple idea done well, with great mood and performances. I mean, it stars Terry O'Quinn, and any Lost fan can tell you he'll act the hell out of a role. Jerry Blake, as he's mostly known to us, is a man on a mission to find the perfect family. He loves waking up every morning in America, but the quixotic life he yearns for simply isn't possible, and without fail, he eventually snaps. Then he kills the family and tries again by starting a new life in a new location with a new identity. O'Quinn is amazing as he shifts back and forth between the face his character wears and the truly scary man he is inside. Though sometimes marketed as a slasher, The Stepfather is more of a psychological crime film. Rather than being about the kills, it focuses on the character as he tries to cover up his double life. I think that's an appropriate angle to take, considering the story is based on a real crime case that was still unsolved when they made the movie. The Stepfather is filmed in a bit of a pulpy style, with parts of it edging into hard-boiled detective noir. Just lots of dim lighting and deep shadows here. It's got a great score from Patrick Moraz, the Swiss musician who played keyboard for Yes and the Moody Blues. Wow. His music keeps the movie suspenseful and mysterious, never allowing it to cross into melodrama. I love when they use abrupt cutoffs, sharply breaking the music like it were Jerry's psyche.
Ah, it's so good!
Yes?
The Stepfather would spawn a couple of sequels. Part 2 is solid. It's more of a cliche slasher, but at least it has Terry O'Quinn return. Part 3 recasts the character, but honestly, they acknowledge it with a plastic surgery scene, and the guy they get almost sounds like O'Quinn, so it kinda works.
You have no idea how important my family is to me.
There's also a 2009 remake, obviously, which I'm guessing way more of you know. But fuck that, I'm trying to talk to y'all about the OG, because I love this shit. Let me show you why while getting to the...
Oh.
I have a flight to catch.
Oh. Got a sponsorship to catch. Oh!
Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? If anyone is seeing this,
oh no.
My name is James A. Janice. My plane crashed. I've been stranded on this island ever since.
Oh, yeah,
Things are rough. I'm running low on supplies. Water is sparse, and the only food I can find are local plants that I may or may not be
love these camera cuts on an actual
I'm nearly out of my
island.
supply of today's sponsor, Keeps. With male pattern baldness
so
affecting 2 in 3 men by age 35, I make sure to take steps to prevent hair loss before it starts. And with both FDA-approved treatments for preventing hair loss and stimulating hair growth, Keeps made it easy. Ugh, how I long to return to the world of Keeps' convenient and discreet deliveries. Back where treatment plans personalized to my unique needs were delivered on my schedule, whether every 3, 6, or 12 months. Back amongst the over 1 million customers who already get professional hair treatment from their home without ever having to visit a doctor. Wait, is that Chelsea? In a boat? Chelsea, I'm over here! Come save me! And my hair!
You're seeing things.
Now that I'm not stuck on the Lost Island anymore, I can give all our viewers a special offer on their journey preventing hair loss. Just go to keeps.com/deadmeat. That's KEEPS.com/deadmeat. Individual results may vary. I'm in the mood to count some kills. And thankfully, we don't have a stepfather here. We have a father who stepped up and killed.
I like that a lot.
The movie begins with suburbia, paperboy and all. But this crane shot's suspicious of this house over here, so maybe we should check inside. Oh, yep, we've got a bloody guy. Crane shot always knows. The guy goes by Henry Morrison, and he's sporting the isolationist beard and BTK specs. Also sporting some other stuff right there on camera.
Oh boy.
Wow, never thought I'd see this much of John Locke. He cleans himself up.
Seriously.
Hope we don't start hearing needle in the hay, and is ready to be charming. Yes, the perfect picture of a gentleman. Too bad this gentleman's a family murderer, as evidenced by 3 bodies we see in the background front room.
Yep.
Oh, wait, what's the camera about to show us? Ah, take that 4. And also a teddy bear, but we don't really count those.
Yeah, no,
Finished
no.
with this place,
No teddy
Henry
bears.
Morrison whistles Camptown Races as he walks away and ditches his old life off a boat. That's littering, my man. 1 year later, Henry Morrison now lives as Jerry Blake and is already shacking up with a new hot mom named Susan. He works as a realtor in his suburb, sowing his idea of the perfect family by the lot. He's made friends with all the families he's sold houses to in the neighborhood. Everyone loves him, except Susan's teenage daughter, Stephanie.
This is as good as it gets.
Yeah, Stephanie thinks so too. She
Yeah,
loves it.
totally.
It's super
I'm gonna
great.
get out of here
Steph's
now.
upset, and not just because she can't figure out that whole ice bucket challenge thing. She sees right through Jerry's hokey stepdad.
Ice bucket challenge. I didn't realize it was gonna make that reference.
Dog, when I was a kid, he was just a mutt, but to me, he was Rin Tin Tin.
Rin Tin Tin?
Well, that was a little before your time, I guess.
She's positively repulsed by him. Makes sense. She only lost her dad a freaking year ago, and Jer Bear's already living with him? Damn, that dude's fast. In fact, maybe a little too fast. He's already getting mixed up about which life he's living.
Who's Jill?
That's my daughter.
You said her name was Stephanie.
Whoopsie.
Right, Stephanie.
Well, I mean, Stephanie is played by Jill Sholin, so you're both kind of right.
Yeah.
Jerry wants to have the perfect
Makes sense.
Reagan-era suburban family, but Stephanie's a problem child, and she ain't just cutting class. She's full on fighting in class, and has done it enough that she gets expelled.
Girls don't get expelled.
Yeah, well, this one just did. She volunteers as tribute for boarding school just to get away, but Jer jeers the idea down.
Father knows best.
Damn, man, this guy came out of nowhere, won't talk about his past, and enforces a whole new moral matrix onto these two? What's going on with Susan? Is she dignitized or something? Oh, yeah.
Yep,
she
sure
He's
is.
got her on John Locke. Oh, man, and Steph has to hear it through the walls? Thank God
Ugh.
for air traffic control headphones. At a neighborhood barbecue, the neighborhood men read an article about the Morrison family murder from a year ago. It stuns Jerry a little, but he manages to play it off.
This kind of thing really gets to me, you know. That a man could be driven to do something like that to his own family, to his children.
Yeah, you wouldn't know
Now,
anything about
dispose
that,
of the
would you?
evidence, the origami way. Great job, Jerry. No one will suspect a thing. Well, almost no one. Stephanie will remember that. She'll especially remember when she catches him in the
It's a
basement
game
later,
reference,
hanging
I
on
love
shit
it.
and muttering to himself.
Why don't they just leave me alone?
Jerry's scary. Thankfully, Terry O'Quinn was actually a real pleasure on set. He'd lighten the mood between takes by telling jokes and playing folk songs on guitar.
Oh, that's
Woke up
fun.
this morning, I just had to cure my wife. I hit her with some telephone or poke her with some knife.
And of course, he was a natural when it came to delivering a powerful performance.
I really was glad in a way he wasn't the kind of actor who needed long discussions about his childhood.
Even though the Morrison family murder was a year ago, an article about it just ran because someone is trying to track Jerry down. It's a dude named Jim Ogilvy, awful name, whose sister was Jerry's previous wife and victim, so I think that body. Jim convinced a reporter to run the article, and I freaking love this guy. He literally tells Jim to forget about his dead sister's murderer.
Forget about it.
Jim will pop
Forget
up throughout
about
the movie. He's doing the cop plot thing. He's already having an effect though, since Stephanie finds the article and suspects Jerry is the Phantom of Suburbia. Her friend doesn't believe her, saying these things happen to other people. They don't happen at all, in fact. But come on, Jerry just happened to show up out of nowhere right after that murder happened? Steph takes action and fakes a school project to get the city's police department to send her a picture of Henry Morrison. Unfortunately, it gets intercepted by Jerry, who commits a
Whoopsie.
federal crime by opening her mail and by being a beardy stud. What is that picture? I totally
I
did his reaction
don't
to
know.
it, though. My beard grows like that too, and it's not great. Jerry
Yeah, it looks like a caveman.
places the picture, so Stephanie gets a headshot of this guy instead. But her suspicions are still enough to drive them into another sputtering sesh, swearing at the air and banging shit and working on his stabs. Jer Bear's cracking apart hard. He needs a
Okay.
picture to remind him which family he's obsessed with right now. Yeah, it's that one. Stephanie's been talking to her therapist, Dr. Bondurant, this whole movie, and they have a sweet relationship. I wasn't sure at first, but yeah, it's nice. It helps that Joe Sholin plays her role so naturally, with an easy likability to her. O'Quinn is obviously the star of this thing, but
Sure.
the movie wouldn't work without Sholin as a worthy co-lead. She's really an undersung scream queen between this, The Phantom of the Opera with Robert Englund, When a Stranger Calls Back, and Popcorn, which I'll bring up whenever I can because it's a fun one. Check it out. Stephanie tells Dr. Bondurant she doesn't feel safe around Jerry, so he decides to look into it. When Jer Bear keeps avoiding his calls, he sets up a house tour under a fake name, giving him the chance to meet Jerry in person at work. But he asks too many questions and slips up with his subterfuge, and that's enough to get the plank! Yes! Those questioning little lying lads get the plank. Oh, shit, that is a severe plank set.
Yeah.
He's getting more familiar with that plank than Johnny from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. He learns his true identity, that he's Stephanie's therapist, Dr. Bondurant. And he rolls him
Oh
up on
my
the
god, that's
carpet
such an old reference. Oh, and I love it so much. Thank you, James.
and cleans up the latest mess by staging a car accident to explain the doctor's death.
Buckle up for safety.
Oh, hold up. Is he about to? There we go. A real car going off a cliff. Wow, and it's on fire too? You'll love to see it.
Same.
All right, thanks, Jer. You can whistle away now. The next day, he tells Stephanie her doctor died in a car accident.
Sorry.
He's not sorry. And
No.
why would he be? It causes her to break down and lets him swoop in for a stepdad hug. Stepdad score! Between Bondurant's death and that Sears headshot not being Jerry, Stephanie's wall finally crumbles. Next thing you know, she's helping him put up birdhouses in your soul. But not to put too fine a point on it, Jerry's not good for your soul. This perfect life will never be perfect enough.
Nice, and there's a family of birds living in there.
Dead meat researcher Bella points out how this birdhouse is just like Jerry's life. A picturesque version of the family home, but hollow and fake. A facade built on lies. That facade
Wow.
can only last so
Good
long
call.
until something else disrupts Jerry's fragile perfection. Of course, it ends up being through Stephanie. She's been flirting with a guy named Paul, and they've been real cute when they're not beating the shit out of each other.
You're the one who's dangerous, you and that right hook.
Paul's a nice guy who respects her enough to let her take the Lloyd Christmas position on his bike.
You can stop holding on so tight.
Do I have to?
Not if you don't want to.
They even get to lip locking, but foolishly do it right in front of the house.
Oh, no!
Paul, you're ruining Jerry's vibes.
This girl is 16 years old.
So am I.
The blow-up resets Steph's feelings towards Jerry.
Really
She's
don't
not
think we
ready
can
for
make
this.
such a
She's
big-
still a child.
I'm not a child.
Stephanie's mom, Susan, doesn't take sides. She reprimands Jerry for being too controlling and, just slaps Steph in the face. I feel like Steph got it way worse.
Yeah,
Jerry's
sure
real
did.
feelings are still hurt. So much so that he decides it's go time again. He quits his job and starts rolling up a new character. And for this one, he grows a stash and ditches the hairpiece. Look at that. It's a new man. Ta-da! He takes another boat to a new location. I feel like dads are either train guys or boat guys. Jerry's definitely a boat guy. He drives into a new town that shares his value system and walks into an insurance place where he gets himself a job. Wait, that's it? You just got a job? Ha, the 80s. The Stepfather's
Yeah,
screenplay was
seriously.
written by Donald E. Westlake, a prolific novelist who wrote a lot of crime fiction. Westlake developed the story alongside Carolyn Lefcourt and Brian Garfield, another novelist whose work includes Death Wish, the basis of the Charles Bronson film. They based the story on the real-life case of John List, who murdered his family in New Jersey in 1971.
Ugh.
List had been fired from his job on Wall Street, but kept pretending to go to work while he set up a new life. He plotted everything out so carefully, the murders weren't discovered for nearly a month. This crime was still unsolved when The Stepfather was made. It wasn't until 1989, when America's Most Wanted ran a segment about John List, that he was caught and arrested. Also,
Nice.
I found out he was originally from Michigan and graduated from U of M, but we don't claim that asshole. No
Yeah.
glue. Jim Ogilvy has finally tracked
Agreed.
down where the
To all
former
that.
Henry Morrison lives. Now he's got a list of, marriages from the past year that he's crossing off to find his sister's murderer. Stephanie, too, does some snooping in Dr. Bondurant's office. She sees Jerry's name written down, tying him to Bondurant's accident and causing quite the silent, suspicious supper time. Instead of going to work, Jerry's been setting up his other life. He's already renting a house and finding his new mark.
It's just you and the kids then?
Yes, that will do nicely. Susan calls his work and finds out Jerry quit his job
Excellent.
days ago because, obviously that was gonna happen. She confronts him about it when he gets home, and though he tries to play it cool, he ends up calling himself the new name he's living under. Susan catches it, and it pretty much breaks him.
Wait a minute. Who am I here?
She reminds him he's Jerry, but it's too late. He's ready to be done with this role. She tries to
Yeah.
get away, but he punches her stunt double all the way down the stairs, knocking her out in their dirt basement. Jerry's getting scary with a dog and a knife, which ain't good news for Stephanie when she
Nope.
gets home.
You're a very bad girl.
She steps into the bathroom for what may be the most gratuitous nude scene of all time. I'm sorry, but it's just so jarring. Like, first off, this is some late game nudity. We've only got like 10 minutes left in this movie. But also, I mean,
This girl is 16 years old.
Yeah, there's
not
that
in real
too.
life. Jill Sholin was a full-ass adult, no pun intended, at 22 years old when they filmed this. But she plays her character so young. I mean, she wears a unicorn shirt at one point. You shouldn't be seeing boobs that were just under a unicorn.
No.
Sholin herself voiced the same concern on set.
I was like, this seems gratuitous to me that she's stepping into the shower naked. I just,
Yeah, it's
I
so-
just don't think it's necessary. It's not that I was opposed to it, the nudity part. I just thought it was unnecessary.
But director Joseph Rubin said it would add tension to the film's climax by making the character seem vulnerable and exposed. To his credit, it sounds like he made sure to run a fun and easygoing set.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be a horror movie without a woman taking a shower.
Big believer in the idea
or
that
anyone
the
taking
more
a shower
awful
for that
the
matter.
shoot is, the better the movie. I mean, I find it, the more awful the shoot, usually the more awful the movie.
In any case, this scene definitely adds to the stepfather's steamy, pulpy flavor. Jim finally figures out who and where Jerry is and drives like a maniac towards his home. He gets there and steps inside, but Jerry is waiting for him behind the door. Jim fumbles pulling out his gun, so Jerry just stabs the guy in the stomach. A few times, actually. Oh shit, and this is actually killing him? Wow, I didn't realize Jim was this movie's Dick Halloran.
Next time, Jim, call before you drop by.
And he got one-liner too. Jerry goes after Stephanie next, who locks him out of the bathroom, which causes another little hissy fit. His tantrum breaks the mirror on the back of the door, so Stephanie arms herself with a shard of it right as Jerry hulks his way through. She stabs him in the side and stumbles out to the hall, where she sees, oh no, it's that dude she's never met before. She makes her way into the attic and almost decapitates him with a sled, giving me some Silent Night, Deadly Night vibes. Eventually, he's almost got her when Susan shows up and shoots him in the shoulder. He tries to keep going, so she shoots him in the buttocks, but not even that stops his crawl. It takes Stephanie, the knife, and some editing tricks to stick him right in the chest with the blade. He tumbles backwards into a banister and seemingly dies right there. But we live in the future where the sequel exists, so we know not to put him on the count. Still, he's vanquished for now, and the movie ends with Stephanie evicting an innocent bird family from their property. Where will the birds live, Steph?
Yeah, seriously, what the
Did
hell?
we count in Lisa Frankenstein?
What?
Wait a minute.
What?
What am I counting here? They're gonna tell me.
Oh! It's the forgetting what the name. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Oh, we saw our mom in the background. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. The offspring kills. No one tells me what to count. I'm the man. I'm the kill daddy. You don't tell me.
You're the kill daddy?
The stepfather. I'm counting the stepfather.
Yes. Yes, because your getup. Yeah.
There were only 6 kills in The Stepfather, since again, not really a slasher. There were 3 female victims and 3 male victims, giving us this evenly split, all-American suburban pie. We've seen this count and breakdown 7 times before on this show, but the last time was just over 4 years ago with Tourist Trap. That's a good one. With a runtime of 89 minutes, The Stepfather had a kill on average every 14.83 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to the Morrison family shown dead at the beginning of the film. Sure, they technically died off screen, but the reveal is fantastic.
Look at them, man! This looks so realistic.
Dawn Machete for lamest kill will go to Jim Ogilvie, who spent the movie doing good police work only to get a stomach full of stabs at the 0 hour.
With
and
a
that's
weird
it.
name.
The Stepfather came out in 1987 and got pretty good reviews. It didn't do great at the box office, but still wound up with a sequel 2 years later. I would love to cover that, so let me know if you want it. But until next time, I'm James H. Denise. This has been The Kill Count.
On the next Kill Count.
Jamie Hughes is a modern-day teenager.
Why don't you just knock?
No, Dad. It's so rude.
But her parents are so stuck in the 80s.
I'm just saying, it's not 1987 anymore.
That's where Jamie's wrong, because thanks to a science fair time machine, that's exactly where she winds up.
Oh.
God, I know. The 80s are almost over and I haven't even tried Coke yet.
Now she's stuck in a year where the gym shorts were short.
We look like we work at Hooters.
The dodgeball was dangerous.
Hot tip, next time catch the ball.
And her mom was an absolute bitch.
Maybe you should fuck off and die.
Damn!
Mom.
Even worse is that there's a serial killer running around. Thanks to a modern-day podcast, Jamie knows they're gonna kill 3 of her mom's friends.
I don't know about you, but when I think serial killer, I think like at least 6 people.
Let's give it up for Angie, who wishes there were more people killed.
Now she hopes to stop the killer.
Avoid the knife, keep your life.
Keep her parents from hooking up too early.
Too horny, too soon.
And get back to the present.
Fucking time travel.
This week, watch a hilarious whodunit mashup of Back to the Future and Scream.
Oh, I like that combination.
It's not out yet.
Then on
Different.
Friday, grab a drink.
Oh my God! I forgot to bring vodka.
And tune in for The Kill Count, only on Dead Meat.
Hate time travel movies. They never make any sense.
Ha! Oh, I'm gonna love that movie, and I certainly enjoyed this as well, considering the time it came out, 1987. The makeup obviously not as fancy as it is now, but like it looks so good. That first reveal of the family being dead. oh, it was just like, oh my god, what did I just see? And then you see how the characters, they interact with each other, and everybody has such great chemistry. Everything just works so well together. And I do agree with that. It's a little shower scene, a little gratuitous, but as I say, and as I continue to say, it wouldn't be a horror movie without someone taking a shower for no real particular reason. I know filmmakers enjoy putting that in the movie because they want to make their character feel vulnerable, but like it's... Well, I guess maybe it wasn't at the time, but like it feels like just like so overused, and every time I see it, I kind of cringe. It's just like, really? This is what we're going to do? And like you said, especially that late in the movie, that's the only part I didn't like. So that's going to do it for me here. Comment down below. Let me know, what did you think about The Stepfather? Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Please do check out all those links I have for you down in the description below. Then lastly, and most importantly, I want to give a huge shout out to all my $5 and up supporters on Patreon: Luchador, Cruising, Wolverine 310, GBN, Kester Kronich, Amber K, Rayman Bright, Joshi, Chris Curtis, Haley Machinardi, Ann Perry, Larka, Voscaphony, Morgan Page, Misa, Misa2, Lily the Snoopy Fan, Lauren, Jenny the Swifty, Matt Hushy, Flea Street Vicomp, Christopher Banyard, Emily the Flower Lover, Steffi, Travis Knops, Sophie the Sunset Girl, Sarah Long, Summer the Dog Lover, and Scott. And if you two'd like to have a shout out at each and every one of my videos, please head over to patreon.com/TheDanReactor for more. And I'll see you guys next time.